As a copywriter, marketer, or business development professional, the coronavirus has introduced a new opportunity for you to help clients and grow your business. I'm Justin Hitt with Ad Briefing's Copywriting Tips. This important new opportunity shifts from our service-based economy, which is restaurants and entertainment and travel, for example. Those markets are going to be crushed with the home quarantine rulings. And ultimately, as a copywriter, if you are in those fields, there aren't going to be that many promotions for the next year or so. And that's okay, because we're adaptive. We can choose our opportunity. And many of you guys already work at home all the time anyway, so it's not like a change in pace of what you're doing. However, shifting to corporate messaging, other industries such as the healthcare industry, and a few other categories such as supply and logistics may be an opportunity for you to keep your income streams while this situation is coming along. Many copywriters, business development professionals, and marketers are struggling right now because clients are not sure how long this economic event caused by the shutdowns and the coronavirus and all the fear that's been connected to this. Now, ultimately, you and I may know that more people die of heart disease every year or the flu every year than may ever die of the coronavirus. But it's not making front page news. And if your clients want to stay ahead of the situation, they need to step into the minds of customers. And if customers are thinking 100% about corona, then you need to shift your work. Now, again, this is going to be a lot easier to do if you've got a marketing system in place like we described. But I'm going to share with you one client that actually has money today, and it would be the Fortune 500 companies. In my series in the past, we talked about marketing to the Fortune 500s. They are still going to get white papers. They're still going to get reports. They're still going to be doing a lot of corporate messaging. They're still going to be writing training materials, and some of the technical writing that often comes around are copywriting and marketing. Now, you could go back to your existing clients and start working with them on the technical writing side, on the white paper side, because they may still have that as well. But the Fortune 500s are just cranking away this written material and also video produced, audio produced, because they are not able to have these face-to-face meetings. They go from buildings with 1,500 people, they can walk down the hallway and talk to each other, to people who need to be taught a little bit about how to work remotely. Now, you know how to work remotely. You've done it before. Let's go over 3 approaches. First approach is a proactive approach that you should have already been doing if you'd been on this newsletter for a while, but I will admit I'm very often neglect in this area as myself. It's that prospect newsletter. It's that constant and regular interaction with your customers, maybe once a month, maybe once a week, depending on the medium. I do like a print newsletter when possible. And in fact, if you're a subscriber to our newsletter here at Ad Briefing's Copywriting Tips, we send you a print newsletter because we want to have the latest information in your hand. But it's also because if you show up at your customers' doorsteps today and you hadn't talked to them in a while, and you're now asking them about new business or educating them about different opportunities to leverage the value of a copywriter, marketer, or business development professional, then they're gonna think something's up. So that first approach is a proactive approach that is a cultivation of the customer relationship, so that when this kind of thing happens, they're already thinking of you, and they're asking you, how can we get through this situation? Number 2 is to actually start some kind of campaign that is more a public service message. Now, you're not going to stop your marketing. You can still digitally send something to a print shop who sends postcards to people who are all locked into their houses, and now you can finally use those home addresses you have of your customers. You're going to be in the situation where you can send them email. Email still works. They're going to be distracted, but these things still work. Set up some kind of public service plan. Now, my hurricane marketing system, I talk about, or the disaster marketing plan, I talk about specifically the first thing you do in an event, hurricane, natural disaster, global pandemic, global viral pandemic. The first thing you do is make sure your customers are doing okay. Is basically just reach out to them and find out what's going on. What do they need? What's their situation? How can we help you? You can let them know about what you're doing to protect your employees, to protect the customer if they have an interaction with you. All of this stuff is great campaign that you can do for yourself and then help your customers do for their own business. It's kind of a syndication event. You demonstrate to them some tasteful and important advertising that helps them, and they'll ask you how you can help them as well. And see, customers have got it easy these days. They really, if you're doing your job, you're helping them without them paying you, and then you're helping them when they pay you, and then there's some residual value to what you do. You're in a great business. The whole world can fall apart, and a copywriter, a marketer, or a business development professional can still eat, and that's what's wonderful about this. The third point is that you have to be making offers. You need to be sending some kind of campaign that makes an offer. I want you to go through everything that you've done in the past, everything that's lasted before, because the customer is going to get a lot of benefit already. But you know what? If you don't get any benefit, or you're just there helping them, or you're just running round the clock trying to serve that customer, so hopefully one day when things get better, they remember you, you're going to be stuck. So you do need to be making offers. And in fact, I'm going to make such an offer in this podcast, and whether it's during the storm or during the viral outbreak or afterwards, you can still take me up on this offer if you like. And this offer is a monetary offer, and you should be contacting your customers about monetary offers. For example, I do have a paid consultation that I make available to people. And that's not my offer for this. You can't do the paid consultation because I have stepped back a little bit to make sure my clients are taken care of. But the ultimate thing is there's something that you have that's packaged that you can still deliver to your customer that would be of great value to them, that might even be something they're asking for, and that you can do right now to have a small little cash surge. Now, we don't need to position that the government's printing money and money in the future is not going to be worth as much as money now. And if they spend all their money with you today, then they'll get something of value that will help protect them in the future. You're not going to do that kind of setup. That's a kind of a business opportunity setup. You're going to do a very straightforward, hey, folks, we're still open, and here's what we're still doing, and we'd be more than happy to do it for you. And by the way, since you're a valued customer, we have a special, okay? We have something that's going to get you started right away. And that will allow them to feel that they still got a way to go. They still got an out. Their situation can be sucking. Their problems can be there. You're going to maybe 1 in 5 contacts simply just say, by the way, we're still here. Now, you might want to shift events. Some folks who are doing copywriting also do events. And instead of having a physical live event where people come out, you might do a teleseminar or webinar. You might, instead of doing a 4-week training program that is physically delivered and maybe not quite ready to deliver, you may do that online and do it with one-on-one video calls. But ultimately, there's something you can offer the folks. So the first thing is you're going to make sure if you're not doing it already, that you have some kind of periodic interaction, whether it's a prospect newsletter or a weekly email newsletter or both. And then you're going to let the customer know what you can do for them during this time, what you're doing for your employees, and what you're doing for them at this time. What kind of safety measures are you taking? And then finally, tie that together with some kind of strong offer. Now, I'm going to make an offer to you, and it's going to take advantage of tools that I have already available and I'm already paying for, but I think would be great value for you to get more out of. And whether this is for you individually or your staff and team, I'm going through a series of business website optimization. Now, very often I go through these programs with clients only. I record them, package them up, and make them available to clients. And then after a couple of years, I make them available to the general public. But you can be a part of the audience for this presentation and series of hands-on training simply by reaching out to me at www.adbriefings.co.uk. Simply contact me and ask about business website optimization. Now, this is something that you can do as a service to your customers. It is something that you can demonstrate to your customers without having to have a high overhead cost. I can do these we recorded one of these yesterday. I can do these recordings with a very low overhead because I'm essentially using Camtasia and I'm using my telephone system I already pay for every month. It doesn't take me any extra time or resources because I'm actually already training clients on how to do this. And it's a methodology that when I hire staff in here, I can get staff to do for me. But it's not something I always do myself. So I'm actually going to use my own demo websites to go through this. So for example, we will go through Ad Briefing's copywriting tips and we will take all the optimization steps and you're going to see the traffic changes. Now, Ad Briefings doesn't have a whole lot of traffic and you don't need a whole lot of traffic to use these methods to increase the number of leads and sales you get from your business website. If you do this for your client, of course, you're going to get the billable hours to do this for the client, but you can also layer in the other services that you have. So one of the examples is we're going to talk about A/B splits. Now, we're not going to go into the technical details because what I teach works, doesn't matter what tools you have. We're going to talk about the concept of an A/B split. Well, you could take that element right there and do that for the customer and then write the copy for A side, B side. And this is really a way for you to optimize your own website or optimize the site of your customers. But it is a high value tool you can use right away to start benefiting your customers. Now, it's a very direct to camera. I have a script. I originally wrote this program in 2009 and I've been using it for clients for more than 10 years now. It's a proven optimization method that doesn't use any fancy search engine tools. It doesn't matter what the Google algorithm is. It doesn't matter if you're using Facebook, social media, carrier pigeons, or whatever. It just works because it works on the power of words. It works on that conveying of a message. Now, this program is not for everybody. If you are already outsourcing a large amount of this and you're kind of embedded with a tool and you're making a fortune already doing website optimization, this is not for you. Because frankly, you're going to be upset with some of the things that I have to say. I really don't think these tools are doing a good service for the people who use them. And I really think it distracts from the real value of a business website as a medium for a customer and how these methods of optimization work for things other than websites. So what I'm teaching you is actually going to be a little disappointing for someone who's using a fancy tool and maybe pays thousands of dollars a month for the licensing of that tool because it's stuff you can do without the tool. Now, the tool might automate and make things a little easier, but if you're already got fancy tools, if you've already got a big team in India or Philippines and you're just cranking these things out and the model works for you, then fine, just keep doing it. But if you're a smaller shop, if you're a small agency, a business development professional or consultant, if you're a copywriter and you want to add value to what you deliver to your customer while improving the performance of your copy and the performance of the materials that you put together, then this is definitely for you. And you want to visit www.adbriefings.co.uk and ask about the business website optimization program. I'm going to give you practical insights, things that you can apply right away, and here's how the program's going to work. It's going to be a 3-week program. We're going to start each week out with some kind of training or some kind of fundamentals, and then we're going to do some kind of implementation, and then finally we'll do Q&A, answer questions. For those who are paid in this program, on the platinum side of this, we will have one-on-one instruction, tailored instruction, as well as my team's going to do some of the work for you. Okay, we can talk about that. And I'll just tell you right up front, that's $1,997, okay? However, if you contact my office today and you ask about this business website optimization, you can actually attend all of the training for $1 total. So I need a transaction so that the automation stuff on the website unlocks the page where we're going to put all the videos and we're going to put all the PDFs and all the templates and all the content and, of course, all the answers to your questions. I need some kind of transaction so $1 is fair, and you'll just simply pay $1 and we'll get you access to all the digital materials. Now, folks who are in the small group that we're doing some of the work for you, just like any other project that we do, you're going to get printed materials, you're going to get DVDs, you're going to get a nice little binder, so that this is an ongoing training for your staff. You basically, when you bring somebody on board, and whether you're optimizing your own content website or you're optimizing a client's content website, whether you're optimizing a catalog or even print mail, this is the toolkit that they start with, and you'll get access to the digital as well as the print book. If you're interested in the paid side, just say so when you contact my offices. There are no fancy landing pages. There really isn't anything other than if you're interested in this, for $1, you can attend the whole 3 weeks. You can attend the Q&A sessions. You can attend everything you'd like to attend and use these materials for the next 12 months to get your business back on its feet. Now, remember, I said I fail sometimes. I did not get out the print newsletter to everybody consistently. I tended to focus on my big higher ticket customers. I tend to have this little inner circle of private clients, and the 4 or 5 of those folks get what they need. I don't really do a whole lot with the websites and stuff. However, what I'm doing for these private clients includes the optimization that I'll teach you, and once you know, nobody can take away from you. No disaster, no natural event or pandemic can take away knowledge. And that's the real value I want you to have from this podcast today, is that what you learn in your investment of education insulates you from these problems in the economy. For copywriters, marketers, and business development professionals that do a simple shift today, you can be getting new customers tomorrow. Now, of course, there are things if you've done in the past would make that easier, but it's not going to be impossible if you clearly share with that customer how you'll value them or how they will benefit in value. And then finally, we can systematically do that and offer something. Now, I'm going to give you what you can offer. You can offer a free website optimization or a free report card that you use the techniques I'm going to teach you to find the 4 or 5 things that can be improved on a site, and then you can convey them to non-technical people. That you'll get a benefit out of that. But again, I need to know you're interested, so you raise your hand and visit us at www.adbriefings.co.uk. Ask about the business website optimization program. I may even be able to get you some PDFs and some materials right away, but we'll start those classes. They're actually ongoing right now, and then we'll get you the link so that you can get access to the digital materials. Thanks for listening. I know I've covered a lot today. And again, if you have any questions about this or anything else, simply visit me at www.adbriefings.co.uk. I'm Justin Hitt with Ad Briefings Copywriting Tips, helping copywriters, marketers, and business development professionals profit immensely from serving their customers using words that sell.